the Windrush play, which is, well, we're celebrating this week on this show.
Mm.
So 75 years, isn't it now? So
It is 75 years indeed.
yeah,
And so it's called Admiral of the Windrush.
yeah,
It's another solo play, and it looks at this character called Admiral, his nickname Admiral, and he comes over here as a young boy with his father from Barbados. The character is Barbadian, even though I'm not actually Barbadian. My history is Jamaican, but this character is Barbadian. Many Caribbean islands obviously came over at the time of the Windrush. He's not strictly of that generation, because the Windrush obviously was 1948. That's when that Windrush, HMS Windrush, landed at Tilbury Dock. My character comes over here in the 60s. He's 12 years of age, and he comes over with his father. And you see the world through my character's eyes. And now we meet him at the opening of the play. I will tell you what happens at the opening of the play, even though I won't tell you the ending. He comes in and he's packing his suitcase and he's rummaging through his belongings. He's now in his 70s, and he's rummaging through his belongings around the house. He's looking for bits and pieces of paper because he's been called to the Home Office to prove who he is, you see. And
yeah,
so in the course of him, the audience, then I include the audience because it's a solo play, I include the audience, and Admiral is invited, he's letting his home out. He's letting his home out because he's only going to, if he gets sent back home, really home is where he is here in the UK. But if he gets told to go elsewhere, back home, supposedly he has a home, this obviously, that home no longer exists for him. So if he goes back, he has to go back to prove who he is and then come back, hopefully, as far as Admiral's concerned. He's letting his home out because he's going to return. That's what he believes. That's what he hopes. So the audience are coming in. You're looking through around his house, and he's telling you all about his house, where the garden is, and everything. And in so doing, he explains how what life was like when he first moved in, and what life was like with his father, and the signs that he saw up in the wall, and the rejection that his father had to go through, and how time has changed and evolved. So he learned through Admiral what life was like in the 60s. I also talk about the fact that he's having to prove who he is, and how that political situation took place, what transpired, what happened to the law, how has this happened to him, an ordinary, straight, honest to goodness citizen that's worked all of his life, paid all of his taxes, and he's now in this predicament. How we allowed this to happen as a society?
absolutely. Yeah, it's just horrific. It's just, heart-wrenching and horrendous when you hear the stories. So yes, I'm trying to get a screening of a film called Hostile as well.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
That's about the hostile environment
Yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah.
And it follows a few people. So I'm trying to get that possibly screened in Swansea. Um, yeah, so I contacted them because it's just absolutely horrific. And now also, the law where they said that they can just revoke citizenship.
Yeah.
I mean, it is absolutely. Like, I've got extended family. My son's grandmother, she came here from St Vincent in the 60s. And that would be like, someone like her, like
Yeah.
my extended
Absolutely.
family. So it's
Yeah.
like, it blows your
Yeah.
mind, doesn't it? You're just
It
like,
does. It does, and it shouldn't be the case. And um, these things have to be addressed, not swept under the carpet. And we have
absolutely.
to talk about it, and we have
Mm,
to make plays about it, and we have to make shows about it, and we have to
yeah.
um, keep these people in our hearts and our minds. People are passing away. People,
Yeah.
and passing away at a time of their life when they shouldn't have to be worrying about things like,
I know
you
it's a
know,
real injustice, and it
it
makes
really
you
is.
so angry, and you just
Mm.
think, well, where can we? That's why it's amazing when you can write it, and then you can show it in a play, and you can reach more people, and people become more aware, and hopefully understanding grows, and then change comes.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope.
Yeah.
And not forgotten. We mustn't forget these people. And there's a whole load of people to be thinking about. And I think we have to speak out. And if they feel frightened, because there's a lot of frightened people out there as well, and it's
Mm.
only because of ignorance and people hiding in corners. And if I talk in the play, I don't want to talk too much about the play, give the play away,
Yeah.
but I do address the political shenanigans that have gone on,
Yeah.
home secretaries that have done certain things, and laws that have kind of, you know, secretly been passed and
Oh,
forgotten
it's
about.
awful. I'm
Oh,
so
it's awful.
glad that you say that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
with you 100%, really, really think, I mean, if you can't express yourself in an art or in theatre, where can you? Or film,
That's what I tried to do in all of the things I've written. I've written two other plays as well. They're all kind of political plays at the moment. That's what seems to be coming out.